My name is Adiola. You're welcome to Olabooks Readers Review, where I read my published stories. So far, I've been reading Colors of Love, and I started reading chapter 4 in the last episode, and I will continue from where I stopped the last time. So without wasting much of your time, I am going to delve right into reading. So while I open up the pages, I just want you to know that you can purchase this book on the links down below. I have the description down below where you can purchase Colors of Love and all the other books that I have published. All right, so stop by today and pick yourself a copy. And also, if you have not subscribed to this channel and you enjoy the story or you would like more of it, I would like for you to subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell button so you can get a notification when I drop a new video. All right, let's dive into reading. So I will continue from page 35. She walked away and he followed her. They went to their usual spot and spoke at length. Susan made him realize that he could not just walk away from her after 5 years of an intimate relationship. She had had a series of abortions and he had promised to marry her. She said she would only allow him to marry another girl if he could make her pregnant before he walked away. Susan said she was over with men because of the way he treated her and was ready to be a single mom. Tosin thought he had no choice but to agree. However, she wanted to be pregnant before she would go back to Carey and make her believe that she had blackmailed him. Meanwhile, after she got home alone, Carey was in deep thought. She couldn't sleep. Her mom called and sensed something was wrong with her daughter, but Carey waved aside her fears. She couldn't tell her. How could she? When she was hoping all would still be well between them. Oh God, let this all be a very bad dream, she said, and burst out crying. Jenny heard Carey crying. She rushed out of the room to the living room. Jenny stood still for a little bit, watching her cry. She then walked up to her and held her in a tight hug. Has he replied to your text message? She shook her head as fresh tears began to roll down her cheeks. I guess there is no explanation, she said between sobs. I don't know what to do. It's too early to make any decisions, Jenny said. You need to relax. I believe he has some explanations for what Susan told us. Just then, his text message came in. I don't know what Susan told you, but it must be a lie. She is a blackmailer. We need to talk about this right now. Can I come over? Carey replied yes. He was hoping to spend the night at Carey's. As Jenny popped her head out of the bedroom to offer a greeting, his heart sank. He had thoughts of sweet-talking Carey to bed after a brief conversation. It wasn't going to work out that way with her friend in the apartment. Have you come here to stay at my friend or to talk? Carey asked, irritated. I'm sorry, Tosin said. I was hoping you would introduce your visitor. That's not why you are here. Oma Jenny. Jenny works better, she said, offering him a handshake. Tosin, nice meeting you, he said, shaking her hand. I hope I can say that too, Jenny said, sending him a dagger with her eyes. I'll leave you two alone to sort things out. She went back into the other room. I am all ears, Tosin, Carey said, sitting down. You may take a seat. What did she tell you? Tosin asked. Who is she? Carey asked. I mean Susan, what did she tell you? Why would you want to know? I want to hear it from you. He sighed. None of his planned tricks seemed to be working. He had thought he could use Carey's words against her. Now she was not talking. If you have nothing to say, you may leave. I believe Susan told me everything I needed to know, Carey said, close to tears. No, no, I do have something to say. Susan is my ex. She wants our relationship to continue, but I have always refused every one of her attempts to come back to me. I love you, not her. And she knows this. Therefore, she came to you to try to ruin our relationship. Your ex? Why didn't you ever say anything about her? Your ex who dared to walk up to me and tell me that she was your lifetime girlfriend? That she wouldn't mind sharing you with me? Are you a piece of meat? She is okay with sharing, but I am not. You have not been able to convince me that she is your ex. Please, leave me alone. I need to be alone. You have to believe me, Carey. We are no longer together, Tosin pleaded. I said get out, Carey said and burst into tears. He tried touching her and she screamed. Yenny came out of the room, opened the door for him, and gave him the same cold stare. He left. After his departure, Yenny allowed her friend to cry a little longer, and then she asked her, what do you think? I think he's telling a lie, she replied, broken-hearted. I think so too, our friend agreed. I couldn't help hearing everything that he said. So, what's next? What if he loves me and he wants to stop the relationship with Susan? Maybe we can still work things out. Maybe what, Carey? What he is doing is called double dating. If he can double date at this stage in your relationship, then he would, at one point or more in your married life, have a secret affair. Moreover, just like it happened, you would pray. God will reveal the secret to you, and it will be harder for you to handle then than now. I am your friend. I will not hide my feelings from you. I say, quit. It might not be easy for you to do it, but I say, quit. I am going to bed. I want you to join me very soon. Good night. Neither Yenny nor Carey could sleep that night. Yenny was thinking about her experience with Alan and couldn't help linking it with that of her best friend. Why did they share the same things in common? Well, maybe not everything, because Carey was not pregnant. Yenny knew her friend loved Tosin so much, and it wasn't going to be easy for her to break up with him. She also knew that Tosin would come back with more lies, and it was possible that her friend would fall back into his trap. Moreover, Carey was not sharing with her mom. Sharing the situation with her would have made it easier for her to break up with him. Yenny loved her friend so much and did not want her to go through any more emotional trauma. However, she could do nothing to stop this. It was her friend's decision. Then she thought about why she had not given another man a chance. Looking at her friend hurting was a good reason for her to keep on running away from men. But that night, another thought crept into her heart. If she was able to detect that Tosin was telling a lie, it would mean that her experience with Alan was worth it. She also thought that if God could answer Carey's prayer by exposing her fiancé's secret, then she could trust God to do the same for her. Carey's story seemed a fantastic testimony to her. She only prayed that her friend would take heed and flee for her dear life instead of thinking that he will change. So I am going to stop reading right here on page 39, and I will continue from there the next time. And I quickly want to say something about this. This is really serious, you know. And when you discover something like that, at that point where you are thinking, where you're beginning to plan your wedding, and you discover that your partner is having an affair or had an affair you didn't hear about, and you think he's trying to cover something up, what should you do? There's a saying that a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. What do you think? They are the points where they are already planning to get married. I will say they're already married because they're already that close. That feeling is already there. They're already thinking about how their life will be together, and then something happens and you're thinking of breaking up that relationship. What would you think? Well, as for me, I would say the moment you find out something is wrong and cannot be corrected, as long as you are not yet at the altar, you need to back up. It might not be easy, but it will be easier then than for you to back out when you get married, because you will think about other things, especially when you already have children. You think about your children, you will think about, your families, you think about everything, and you will try to weigh it and see if it's easy. And it's not easy. Breaking up a marriage is not advisable and it's not easy, depending on what the situation is. So, if you are so lucky, if you are so blessed to find out something that will be a stumbling block to your married life, you need to back out quickly. All right, I'm done here today, and I will say have a beautiful, beautiful week. Do not forget to subscribe. Bye.